Welcome. Today, we explore a hypothetical scenario that sparks intense debate and concern across the globe. What would happen if the United States and Iran went to war? The question is complex, with implications that stretch far beyond the borders of these two nations. Let's dive into the possible consequences, the balance of military power, and the regional and global impacts of such a conflict. To begin, it's important to understand the vast disparity in military capabilities. The United States possesses the most advanced and well-funded military in the world, with a global network of bases, cutting-edge technology, a powerful air force and navy, and a highly trained standing army. Iran, while having a large military by regional standards and significant ballistic missile capabilities, cannot match the U.S. in terms of resources, technology, or global reach. However, Iran's strength lies in its asymmetric warfare tactics, regional influence, and ability to mobilize proxy groups across the Middle East. If direct conflict erupted, the immediate phase would likely involve intense air and missile strikes by the United States, targeting Iranian military infrastructure, command centers, missile sites, and naval assets in the Persian Gulf. Iran would respond with its own missile attacks, targeting U.S. bases in the region, and possibly key infrastructure in allied countries like Saudi Arabia or Israel. The Strait of Hormuz, a vital choke point for global oil, would quickly become a flashpoint. Iran could attempt to disrupt shipping through mines, fast attack boats, and anti-ship missiles, sending shockwaves through global energy markets. The consequences for civilians would be severe. Both countries' populations would suffer, but the impact on Iran would be devastating due to the intensity and scale of U.S. strikes. Civilian infrastructure, power, water, transportation, could be severely damaged, leading to humanitarian crises. The wider region would not be spared. Proxy groups allied with Iran, such as Hezbollah in Lebanon and various militias in Iraq, might launch attacks against U.S. interests, regional governments, or even Israeli cities, further escalating the conflict. Economically, the war would send oil prices soaring, destabilizing global markets and potentially triggering a recession. Countries dependent on Middle Eastern energy would scramble to find alternatives. Meanwhile, the stability of neighboring countries like Iraq, Afghanistan, and the Gulf states would be threatened, as millions of refugees could flee the violence, straining already limited resources. Diplomatically, the conflict would polarize the international community. Russia and China, while unlikely to intervene militarily, might offer political and economic support to Iran, deepening global divisions. U.S. allies in Europe and Asia would be under pressure to respond, complicating alliances and potentially leading to shifts in international relations for years to come. But perhaps the gravest risk lies in the potential for escalation beyond conventional warfare. Iran's missile arsenal, cyber capabilities, and network of regional militias offer ways to retaliate asymmetrically, causing unpredictable and widespread damage. The United States, meanwhile, would face the challenge of achieving its objectives without becoming bogged down in another prolonged conflict in the Middle East, a scenario with echoes of Iraq and Afghanistan. In the end, an all-out war between the U.S. and Iran would have no true winners. The devastation would be immense, the human cost incalculable, and the ripple effects would be felt for generations. This scenario underscores the importance of diplomacy, dialogue, and restraint in international relations. Preventing such a conflict is not only in the interest of the nations directly involved, but of the entire world. Thank you for joining us as we examine this critical topic. If you found this discussion informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content like this. See you next time!